Yay yay! Alright everybody, welcome to your Impact review. Alright, the show opens up with a promo of LAX where they're talking about introducing a new member later tonight at the show, and then we go immediately to the show starting off with El Patron basically having this celebration match for his win on Slammiversary where he introduces his family. And he says after the match he had with Bobby Lashley that he respects Bobby Lashley now, and he says that anyone that wants a shot at a title can get one. And then Lashley comes out. Lashley says Patron his win was a fluke win. He says he's gonna beat Patron down, but before he does that he's gonna make sure to build a wall around them first. Not gonna happen. And by the way, speaking of building a wall, Donald Trump, if he does plan on going on with building this wall, he's gonna have a really difficult time building that wall, because I'm pretty damn sure every fucking cartel in Cali or Mexico or Colombia will pay people to bring that wall down. Believe me, that will happen. Alright, so this wall thing is gonna be a fucking disaster. So Patron's father gets all pissed off, and then he slaps Lashley. Patron, his father, the Scars, really wants to fight Lashley and shot. And then El Patron says that he is gonna fight Bobby Lashley later tonight since Lashley wants to fight so badly. So the match happens at the main event. Then we have a segment where we see Bruce Pritchard, Josh Matthews, JB, and the Pope. Where basically Bruce says that if the beef between Josh Matthews and Jeremy Borash continues, they will be fired, and that includes Pope. Then we have our first match of the night, Caleb Conley. I haven't seen this guy in such a long fucking time. They really need to give excuse me, guys that barely get TV time a lot more TV time, because sometimes I completely forgot that this person or that type of person is still in the company. But Caleb Conway versus Sanjay Dutt. It was an okay match, solid match, nothing too special or too big. Sanjay Dutt retained, but after that Trevor Lee attacks Sanjay Dutt and leaves with the title, so that creates a plot. I don't know why we go back to Trevor Lee, but yeah, knowing that Andrew Everett is in that Super Cup, but technically Andrew Everett still is the contender, the number one contender, because I don't know if he never really got that shot though. But anyways, I don't know, but having Trevor Lee still at least being in the title picture or still being used is good, because I like Trevor Lee, even though I like Andrew Everett a lot more. But Trevor Lee is an okay wrestler, is a good wrestler, so no problem. Then we go backstage where Taylor Swift has an interview with Eddie Edwards, the Veteran of War, and Grado, where they're basically saying that they like the fact that they're gonna tag with each other, and because they're all American and such. Of course, Grado isn't real American, but that was that segment. And then the camera turns to a guy, like really chubby guy that is squatting. I have no idea who the fuck that guy is. I'm guessing it's probably gonna have to do with Grado, obviously, because I don't know what that was all about. So maybe it will turn into something. Maybe it was just for comedic reasons. I have no idea. Our second match of the night, Eli Drake with Adonis teaming up with Falaba and Mario something. I can't get on the guy's name, against the Veteran of War, Grado, and Eddie Edwards. Now, this was an okay match, not a solid match, nothing too big, too special. I enjoyed this match. Grado was obviously the whole guy in this match, in the sense of him being entertaining and funny and such. So the Veterans of War, Grado, and Eddie Edwards got the win. So yeah, another loss for Eli Drake. This is really good stuff that GFW Impact Wrestling is doing with Eli Drake. So much losses. Real great for his fan base, TNA, real great. But after the match, Joseph Park comes into the ring and he shows Grado this contract or this paper or whatever it is that it says. But last year, or you already know what this whole thing with the paper and Joseph Park being involved has to deal with. probably gonna be another freaking segment of him not belonging in TNA or that or something like that. Either way, but we'll have to see. Then we have another match, non-title match, Matt Sydal versus Braxton Sutter. This was also a good, solid match. Matt Sydal got the win. Obviously, we're getting closer and closer to him being the number one contender, or him being the one that will face Sanjay Dutt for that X Division title, and we already know that he's going to win it. Because yeah, they really seem to like this guy. And who wouldn't, because he's really damn good and he has a ton of fucking experience. So after the match, we saw a little something with Braxton Sutter. He was all pissed. He's like literally slapped ran away. So yeah, maybe that's a plot. I don't know. But Matt Sydal got the win. Then we have another LAX promo saying that they're gonna be deadlier, bloodier, and colder, and blah blah blah. We already know that. So then we have another ring segment where JB introduces the Super X Cup tournament, where we have the participants: Drago, ACH. I have no idea. Had no idea ACH was like a free agent, but apparently he is now wrestling for AAW permanently. I don't know currently. Andrew Everett, Taishi Ishimori, Davey Richard, and another guy from Cuba, Sammy Galofan or something like that. So these are the 8 participants. I think Sammy will go against Drago, ACH against Andrew Everett, and Taishi Ishimori against Davey Richard, and Desmond Xavier against my man Idris Abraham. And then we had our first match of this cup right away, Desmond Xavier against Idris Abraham. Obviously, Desmond was the better guy in this match. Idris has to show a lot more. I mean, the guy has it, you know. It's not that he doesn't have it or there's nothing special about him, but he needs to talk a little less. He's making too much noise and such. So, and that can take away if you do a little too much of that. It's more of a do more with your skill set than your talking. If you're wrestling, when it's mic work, you do mic work. When it's wrestling, you wrestle. Okay, but Desmond Xavier got the win. Then we go backstage again where Taylor Swift interviews Gail Kim. Gail Kim talks about having an announcement next week, and I think we already know what that announcement will be, because it was all over Twitter and such, that she's gonna retire, that this is her last year, sadly. And so yeah. But good for her though, because I already said this a couple of times last year. I brought this up a lot, that it's getting closer and closer to Gail Kim like going to retire and such, because you know. And then we have another one with Taylor Swift where she interviews Moose. Moose talking about him facing Mara Fuji next week for the Impact Grand Champion, and then EC3 gets involved, step into his face. He says EC3 basically wants a title shot as well, but then Moose tells him that he needs to be like every other guy and stay behind the back and wait his turn. Alright, we already know that EC3 is probably going to be involved in that match and like disqualify the match or something like that. You already see that coming. But EC3 is, from the looks of things, gonna be out of the heavyweight title picture for quite some time, at least till the end of the year. With how I see they're doing things now, he is completely out of the title picture for a while, and I'm okay with that. I'm not saying that, you know, they never shoot or anything. You know, I don't like EC3, but for what they're doing right now, it's sometimes good to have people that have been in certain title pictures for a while or a lot, to kind of like, you know, give other people the chance. And then we have a returning Rebel versus Sienna. Rebel wasn't all too impressive though, but she has gotten a lot better. She is a lot better when she's a heel though, because then she's more vicious, then she's more, you know, she talks less, she's more verbal and such, more aggressive. So, but Sienna got the win. There was a little spot where she like did some jump onto KM and such. So I wonder who's going to be in the title picture now, who's going to face Sienna, because on Twitter you have Rosemary keep on saying how it's not over and this and that and that, but personally, honestly, I do not want Rosemary to be, obviously she should get a rematch though, but what I'm trying to say is that someone else should now face Sienna, maybe even this Von Eerie girl who we all of a sudden don't see anymore. But give someone else. But it also seems right now as if the knockouts division is small again all of a sudden. I don't know, it's because the other girls barely get any TV time, because we have Casey Quinn, we have this Amber Nova, who I don't know is has a permanent contract. There's that other black girl, forgot her name. You have Rebel that's back, Sienna, Rosemary. Brandy obviously isn't in the company anymore because, the contract or whatever, which is bullshit, and that's the thing that I hate when you have these WWE guys coming in, these special WWE guys coming in, they get all these special treatments and they don't even stay long. That is something that does piss me the fuck off, that's like losing money. You're gonna pay so much money for a one time only or a 1 month only. Okay, if that's the deal that has been made, okay, but I mean, as far as the whole special treatment thing goes, that is something I completely call bullshit all the time. So, but then we have our main event, Lashley against El Patron. This match was just as tense as the one from Slammiversary, obviously not longer than the one from Slammiversary, but it was as good as the one from Slammiversary. There was no winner. Well, actually, Patron won Lashley won via disqualification. This makes things so much interesting because you have LAX that attacked Lashley, so the match got disqualified, so obviously he got the win, but he didn't win the title. So they basically protected Lashley here in this match. And then you have Conan making the announcement that LAX is the new member of the group. I don't really understand why. From him being a Mexican, Latin, Hispanic, whatever perspective, okay, since it's an all Latin group. But it doesn't really make sense. Why would they want another, or him in particularly being part of the faction? This makes things really interesting, but at the same time, I also say that this doesn't really make sense. They didn't really have to do this. They might as well went with getting another wrestler in and have him join instead of your champion, and I don't know. So it's interesting to see at least how they will do this whole thing. I'm still confused, but this definitely makes for an interesting plot. So, and I wonder if this also means that we're gonna get closer to a Lashley being a face again, because he's been a heel for a while. And knowing that LAX is basically a heel faction, and with El Patron now being in the team, in the group, you wonder if, that also makes him a heel now. The way it finished, it seems like it's gonna go that route, because you have then Lashley's gonna come all like bitching and talking about how he got help and this and that and blah blah blah. So, yeah, this makes things really interesting either way. So, but that's the review. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you watch all the way till the end. Thank you. Hit the like button, subscribe, whatever, I don't know, share, whatever the fuck you wanna do. It was a good show nonetheless. Next week we got there's another round from the Super Cup. I like the fact that ACH is in this cup though, and Drago, especially Drago, really good wrestler, both of them. I had no idea ACH was a free agent. I did know that he was wrestling for AEW, but that he was like completely free. Now he's on Impact. Okay, good for him. So but that's about it.